BearPodcast 395.
Just makes you all fuzzy inside.
So was it all lube? What kind of lube? Okay, are you ready?
But but in the picture that he's got on, it looks like he's got a bear.
I got to see lots of bears playing.
What? You mean you didn't have your podcast equipment with you?
It's actually plants killing zombies. Would it be better to go there and then get sick afterwards? Well,
I don't know. It depends on what you get sick with. Me and James have a lot in common. We're both pasty white. That bear product. Don selling his thong. Having it auctioned off. I think he got $150 just for his thong.
Your question of the week.
The second question of the week.
Oh, really? You want instant gratification?
Yeah, those bears get around. Everybody knows everybody in this world.
I guess what you get for past
It's 50.
Welcome everyone to BearPodcast. This is Nard.
And this is Ray.
And welcome to episode 395.
Only five more
to 400, Ray. What are we going to do? I don't know.
Somebody should throw us a party. Hint.
We should do a get-together at some point. And we'll see. We'll see about that. That's going to be around January, the first week of January.
Yeah.
January or probably second week. We might take a break towards the end of the year because you'll be out of town, right? We'll see. We'll just wing it like we usually do. Yeah. So, welcome guys to our show here. And we just came from Thanksgiving weekend, survived Thanksgiving.
Yep, that's what I call it, surviving.
How was your Thanksgiving, Ray?
It was okay. Went up to Martin and Wine's, had a Thanksgiving dinner with them, and Patrick and Jerry were there, and Julio was there, and we even made Jerry play cards.
Oh, really? You played canasta? You played canasta? How did he like it? No,
he wasn't amused, but I made him be Julio's partner to make it even that much more aggravating.
Oh no!
So
it's not very good too.
But had a good time with them.
Jerry.
Thank them for inviting us up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday I went to Johnny's birthday party.
Yeah,
the big 30-something.
31. He turned.
So now I'm gonna say his age on there because he's Asian. He can still get away with 24.
Yeah, he does.
In fact, his own roommate put 30 on the cake because he didn't know what his age was. But it's like nobody would have known the difference if anybody hadn't said anything.
No one would complain. So after that, did you go to canasta? Did you play?
What?
Did you go with them? They played canasta afterwards?
Oh, did they? No, I wasn't invited.
Yeah, I'll get invited. Well, I wanted to go, but I couldn't because we were already home. We already drove home. But anyway, it's a canasta weekend for our friends. Yeah. Okay, so that's Thanksgiving. Actually, I went to Mike and I. Mike came over Tuesday night, and we ate we had the Thanksgiving at Gary and Andrew. It's very exciting because, his usual turkey every year, once a year. We always do it at their place, and Gary always does a good job. So thank you, Gary and Andrew, for hosting us. And I'd like to do a shout out to some of our friends there. Gary and Andrew and Alfredo and Ricky. They were there, so it was fun.
What about the Bambino?
The Bambino? What Bambino?
The baby.
The baby? Oh, the Bambino. He was there for a while.
Okay.
And then he went to the moms. So.
Okay. Were the mommies there?
No, they were not.
They went there?
No, they have their own. Yeah. The gays have their own party, but the lesbians have their own party too. So. Okay. Yeah.
So while y'all were having turkey, they were having fish tacos.
Yeah, they are. Yes, okay. I guess. Gross. Okay, so that's pretty much our Thanksgiving adventure. I was also at Johnny's party, and we wanted to go out. We wanted to go to BRB because BRB is usually the bar to go to whenever Johnny and Andy are in town, or when Andy's in town. We would go to BRB. When is the last time you went to BRB? Years, months.
No, months.
Months probably. BRB is Brazos River Bottom. It's a bar. It's a country western dance bar here in Houston.
Full of bottoms.
Full of bottoms, yeah. So it was fun. It was not fun because we wouldn't go. That's right.
Well, no, we got done with dinner at like 8:30.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't even get kicking there until 10 o'clock. So.
Yeah, we finished 8:30, right? And we just went home and watched football.
Yeah. I came home and watched. What did I watch? Oh, Dream Lover.
Dream Lover. How was that?
It was a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So check it out. I got to check the author and check some of his other works out because it's based upon a book.
Okay. Well, actually, this is a special show because we have a guest, and he's been on the show before, and it's always
He's been
great.
on the show several times.
Yeah, many times. He's a writer. He's a comic book artist. He's a very talented, very talented artist. He's a friend of ours. His name is Sina Grace. And how did you meet him before?
Sina Grace. How did I meet Sina? Comic-Con.
Comic-Con? You met him at Comic-Con? Okay.
Yeah. I think we met through Michael.
Oh, okay. Through Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he introduced us before we got... I can't remember if he introduced us before we got there or after we got there. That was like, that was 4 years ago.
Probably 3 or 4 years ago, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so...
And he was a big tease.
Yeah. Nice job, Gary.
Oh, hey, Nard. I didn't see you there with the camera.
One test for that they asked. What type of question? All right, let's go to our topic: the gay, the geek, and the bizarre. However, we're doing it now, but we're kind of mixing it up a bit. So here is.
We got to switch some stuff around because of our interview today.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
And today, instead of having a separate gay and bizarre, we combine them.
We combine the gay and bizarre
because it's pretty gay and it's pretty bizarre.
Okay.
Oh.
All I got to say is John Barrowman, and that's about as gay as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So, the topic is Torchwood's John Barrowman catches thief and offers him a job. So,
a job named Blow.
Yeah, a bullet job. Yeah.
Okay.
So, in a news story that would actually seem more believable if it was a first-person account by a unicorn, Torchwood star John Barrowman, who everybody knows as Captain Jack, went from fictional real-life character, real-life action star when he tackled a thief in his Glasgow hotel and then offered the kid a job. Barrowman is currently in Glasgow performing Robinson Crusoe, the musical.
He is so gay.
And was relaxing at his hotel when an older couple called, Stop him, according to the Wells online. Turns out 2 teenagers were robbing the older couple's room and would have been stopped by a concierge if one of the criminal duo hadn't punched him in the face. Up in your face. The Barrowman immediately sprang into action, just like Captain Jack, calling Eve Miles for help. Though she bitterly resented him for dragging me back into this life again. Just kidding. That's this part of the new season. Mm-hmm. He actually shouted out orders to the other hotel employees to block exits and then proceeded to chase down the thief. Barrowman jumped at him, grabbing him by his ankles and held him into the ground until help could arrive, which sounds like a description of every Torchwood sex scene ever.
He must have enjoyed it.
Yeah. Anyhow, Barrowman remanded the youth to the custody of the police, who proceeded to twirl their mustaches and say, "What's all this then?" That's my best British accent, by the way. Barrowman, meanwhile, returned to performing in his show and even went as far as to publicly offer the thief a job because he's an amazing human being. It was sad, said Barrowman. He was only 14 or 15, I think. He was on drugs. But I'd like to find out the boy's story and give him a second chance. Maybe we could work in the pantomime over Christmas and give him a sense of responsibility.
To be a pantomime. That gives him...
No, the pantomime is what they call a musical in Britain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not the pantomime that we have here?
No.
Not
a mime.
Not a mime?
Yeah. So, no.
But mime is the short for pantomime.
Yeah.
So pantomime there...
They do everything ass backwards over there. They drive on the wrong side of the street. They name stuff differently. They call a flashlight a torch. A cigarette's called a fag.
An apartment, they call it a flat.
A flat. It's just all confusing.
Elevators called a lift.
Yeah.
Right?
So
they're crazy over there.
Yeah. Because it does more than lift. It lets down too. So.
Sorry to our UK listeners. Okay.
And congratulations to the Queen on her Diamond Jubilee, which kicked off today.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the gay and bizarre, and I should say bravo to John Barrowman to being like his character Captain Jack in real life.
He could tackle me anytime.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. So how about the geek? Here's the geek part. So, what do we have here, Ray? The best ongoing comic books of 2011, according to MTV Geek News.
Geek News. So now, we're not saying that these are the best, in our opinion. MTV Geek News is posted on there. We'll post a link so you can go read it all in depth yourself. But we picked the highlights out of this because we found this very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go down the top 10 and read them off a little bit. So
we're going to go from top 10 to number.
Yeah, we're going
number
from 10 to 1. So
right.
we're going to do a little countdown here.
Yeah.
Top 10 on MTV's Geek list is Invincible, which, by the way, is by whom?
Robert Kirkman.
That's right.
He's working with Ryan Otley.
That's right. And this is the writer talking. I'm going to read his words verbatim. And boom, right off the bat, I'll bet some of you might already take issue with our list. If you're going to pick a Robert Kirkman comic for 2011, you might ask, why not The Walking Dead? Why not?
Why not? Why not?
Because they've kind of pushed that off to the side and slowed it down while they've got Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
So, because Invincible has in recent months finished up a galaxy-spanning war and has seen its titular hero reconsider what his role as a superhero means. I've commented before on the sometimes direct and uncomplicated way Kirkman writes, but he's still got terrifically interesting plots for his series, which still finds time to check in with dozens or so supporting characters on each issue. So they like The Walking Dead, but Invincible has kind of floated to the top this year because that's what Kirkman's been working on.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9.
But hold on, before that, Invincible, actually, I've been looking at that in the Comixology, and whenever I read, because I've been reading Walking Dead, and whenever I read that, they always push the Invincible on the side, and they want me to get the comic book for Invincible. And I read a few, the first issue, I think. It's pretty interesting, because it's about, a kid who's, he's trying to, his father is a hero, is a superhero, and he's just learning that he could be a hero too, something like that. But anyway,
is the kid gay?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Sounds a lot like a plot we've read before.
Okay,
or a book we've read about it before.
All right, Ray, go ahead.
All right, number 9, The Unwritten by Mike Carey and Peter Gross at Vertigo Comics.
Mm-hmm. Number 8, the Amazon Spider-Man.
The Amazon Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos, Marvel Comics.
That's right. And BPRD. That's almost kind of like my initials. Mike Mangola and John Arusidi. I think that's right, with Tyler Cook, and is a Dark Horse comic.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about that one. When I saw that one, I was like, okay, I'll have to go check that one out.
And then, what is this? Uncanny X-Force?
Yep, it's the new, I guess.
So the Uncanny X-Men and X-Force.
Well, no, X-Force
combined is now Uncanny X-Force.
No, X-Force was its own thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but X-Force before was another team. I think
there was X-Factor, and now there's X-Force.
X-Factor, X-Force.
See, after I quit reading it,
yeah,
I lost it.
I lost it too. So the Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender and Mark Brooks Dean and / Dean White, Marvel Comics. Yep. Okay.
Incorruptible by Mark Wade, writer, and Marco Takanara.
Marcio.
Marcio is it Takara? Takara. By Boom Studios.
Mm-hmm. And of course, our friend Sina, his comic books number 4 is a little depressed boy. Yeah, he works with Steven Struble. And
Steven Struble writes, and Sina does
Image
the
Comics.
artwork, and that's also Image Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Each month, Struble and Grace bring you the bittersweet pleasure of heartache with the occasional real-world indie music guest. Struble's cloth-made hero doesn't really get involved in much in the way of deep or complex plots. One of his LDP friends did get arrested recently, so there's that. But that's almost beside the point. Struble wants you to hang out with his sad sack friend who can't help but trip himself up with his own anxieties and fears around the opposite sex. That he hasn't lived much of a life, he can't drive, is afraid to speak for himself, complicate matters a bit, and the true pleasure of the book is watching as the character begins to work out for himself what he needs to do to start living. So, and that is by Image Comics.
The Image Comics.
So,
good job, Sina. All right.